All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are in this world. I wanted to do a quick update on Bitcoin before it gets a little too late. So here we have what I had indicated as okay, if the ABC is done at this point, which I think is a little too fast and not enough of a retracement of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, if we gave it the benefit of the doubt that this ABC, the correction is finished, then we need to kind of think of what's happening right now. So, from a pattern perspective, if we draw the lines across the bottoms and across the tops of the prices, we're getting a very definitive looking, very clean looking upward pointing wedge, which was pretty much the same as this. Okay, so I guess if this is the end of the correction, we clearly need to see the price going upwards like this. And that clearly could happen. However, because of the pattern of an upward pointing wedge, what we have here then is that price will probably travel closer to the apex. And I think it's more likely for it to decline. Just like what happened here. And if this declines, what probably with this ABC means is that this ABC could be the subwaves of a higher degree wave A. And if we have a higher degree wave A, what we could wrong one. We could be looking at this as a B. And that C decline is what could bring us to, I believe, the 7,500 zone. So we're looking at an ABC. And C in this case could be shorter than A, as often is the case, but it'll still be a zigzag. Because that zigzag will travel in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 way fashion. Okay. Now this can still potentially go lower, but in the 7,500 will be where the 0.618 fib zone retracement will likely be hit. So I wanted to share that with you guys, that there is a fractal basically forming right here between this blue and now a bigger one. And which is why this decline could go maybe to 7,000. However, we need to see first, before we really get into this, how this upward triangle gets resolved. I think it'll get closer to the apex, knowing how these wedges work and decline. The propensity of evidence and pattern trend is usually that when the wedge is upward pointing, is bearish. When the wedge is downward pointing, is bullish. But look at this big downward pointing wedge. It sure didn't amount to much of a bull run. It came right back down. Now, same thing can happen too. It can decline and come right back up. But so far, this is an ABC zigzag, whether you count it in red ABC or white ABC. So the key is overnight. Let's see how this price action happens. We'll probably end up at the top trend line of the B. And if we break through and still make higher highs, great. No complaints about that. But we need to be aware of this probability. All right, I hope you found this to be helpful. Have a wonderful night, day, or evening, depending on where you are.